وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر عبر wnzk راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on wnzk 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. Welcome to Radio Baladi. Today is Friday, August 11th, 2017. My name is Khalil Hachem, Executive Editor of wdmv.com, the fastest growing online business magazine in the Middle Eastern American communities in Michigan. The weather is cool, and we received a much needed rain overnight. We could get more rain today. The temperature could reach up to the 80s. However, the weekend is great weather, or we have in the great weather in the forecast, that is. We have a great show for you today. We are following up on the primary election that took place on Tuesday, and we have a few candidates with us who won, and also with us U.S. Arab Radio journalist Adel Mozip, who visited the polls during the election, and with us also will join us later in the hour. Amer Zahr, who is the general manager for mayoral candidate Jim Pirelli, who did not win the primary. Primaries are very important because these are the one that will set up the general election. And we have a caller on the line. Is that correct? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Khalil.
Is it Adel?
Yes.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful, and thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time to be with us. Absolutely. It's a Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. Friday is big deal to a lot of people because it's the end of the work week.
Yes, it is.
And then we have, as I mentioned, we have a great weather for the weekend. And it has been a busy week for the election and after the election. And what are your thoughts about the elections, Adel?
Well, it was a really good run. It was very interesting to see the results, especially for Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. And we'll go more into details as far as who won, who did well, who didn't do so well, and was expected to do well. And the turnout wasn't bad. A lot of people are saying, it's very low. Well, it is. It's municipal elections. It's an off year. But it wasn't bad at all.
What was the overall ballot?
It was 22.5%, about 13,000 Dearborn voters out of 60,000 voted.
That's not bad, though, actually, for a local election.
Right,
nationwide.
Usually it hovers around 14, 15%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we would like our community to participate a lot more. But 22% in the city of Dearborn, and was it the same in the city of Dearborn Heights?
It was a little bit lower in Dearborn Heights. I believe it was 17%, but I wasn't entirely sure. But it was also higher than 2013.
Absolutely, and it's higher than the national average.
Correct. Having said that, it's not to say this is good. It's still bad, but it's better than.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better. Let's put it this way.
Right. Yes, it is.
Yeah. At the beginning, when we had a lot of people running, a lot of candidates, although I respected their rights to run, and I was hoping that we be more strategic and we run specific candidates for a specific office. But at the same time, I was kind of pleased because hoping that the more people run, the more people in our community will participate would participate in the election. Their family, their friends, and all of that, and that fever would spread to the entire community.
Correct. And that's what it seemed like. Actually, for Dearborn we had fewer people running for council in 2013. We had 21.
Okay.
And this year we only had 16. So in 2013, you had 8 candidates eliminated in the primary, whereas this year only 2 were eliminated. Obviously, for the mayor, you had 5 candidates, and 3 were eliminated, and 2 go to the general. Same for the clerk, 3 were eliminated, and 2 go to the general.
Any surprises?
Yes. Well, at the top of the ticket, it was for the mayor's race, and for the first time, Khalil, since 1985, we actually in Dearborn had a real mayoral race. Our current mayor, Jack O'Reilly, did really get a run for his money, as they say. So it was a heated primary. There was also some mudslinging. So you had his challengers, current president pro temp, Tom Tefalsky, as well as 2 businessmen, Mr. Jim Perrelli and Mr. Hakeem Fakhouri, running also for the post. Jim Perrelli ran as the underdog. A lot of people were expecting him to do well since he put a lot of money and a lot of effort and a lot of marketing into bringing business to Dearborn, as well as bringing unity to Dearborn, uniting both the south and north, east and west of Dearborn. But unfortunately, he didn't show that in the polls. He only received 1,700 votes. His endorsement by AIPAC, which is the Arab American Political Action Committee, did not help. Seems like he didn't do well at the east at all. He didn't win any precincts. Whereas the endorsement from AMPAC for the mayor, the American Muslim Political Action Committee, seems like to have paid off, because they did have volunteers at most of the precincts, and they actually pushed for the mayor. So the mayor did win most of East Dearborn, while Tefalsky won most of West Dearborn.
So is this mainly showing us that AIPAC is not as powerful as it used to be?
Not as it used to be. Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And people have said this last year, and this year again. Polarizing views and narrowing yourself into a circle group will alienate you in the community, and not being there, not being as grassroots as when they started.
Yeah. Did any of the
surprise for the council, Khalil? We had two supposedly open spots. All 7 seats are up for grabs in council, but usually incumbents in Dearborn rarely lose. So, but there are 2 spots where we will have new councilmen or councilwomen for sure in those seats. So the biggest surprise is Regan Ford. He is a new challenger. He came in 3rd, right after Councilman or Councilwoman President Susan DeBaja and Mike Sorini. We had Regan Ford coming in 3rd. He actually won 5 precincts in the West. He came in 1st place. A lot of people were surprised.
Why do you think that?
Some people may say his last name helps, since Ford is really popular in Dearborn. The family of Ford and Ford Investment. But I don't think so. It did help him a little, but Mr. Ford had a base. He was president of the South Outer Drive Neighborhood Association for 2 years. He was president of Rotary, and he also wrote a lot of articles in the Press and Guide. Okay. So the guy is grassroots in the West. He had a lot of foot there, and that's why he came in 3rd. The other anomaly or kind of surprise is candidate Aaron Burns, who came in 7th or 8th place. But nobody expected her to be in that place. She's kind of new, young. She's president of the City Beautiful Commission, or chair. But she's been doing a few things here and there, but nobody expected her to do that well, to get 8th place within a range to actually get a seat in the general. Leslie Herrick also received 6th place. She is also a grassroots. So it seems like grassroots and being base was the key word in this election, Khalil.
Sure.
If you have people working for you who are in those polls, who know you very well, and you are well known in the community, and in your base, it delivered.
Yeah. The for clerk, I don't think there was any surprises there.
Not so much surprise, actually. I would say for the Arab American candidate, Nufela Haidar, she actually benefited from George Durrani and Shimizi running at the same time, because if if you didn't have that, you would probably just George Durrani would have had a bigger landslide.
Yeah.
So it seems like Nufela had a lot of work to do. Mr. George Durrani had 65% of the votes. So that's a lot of, he won pretty much all the West precincts. But Nufela also won all the East precincts. So that shows you kind of the city divide. And when you look at that race, you say, yeah, the city is definitely divided, and the race actually has to do with it. And it's scary. We're not voting for the qualified person based on who we are. We were voting based on names.
Yeah, which is really scary. Now, when it comes to mayor, who do you think is going to benefit from those votes that went to Fekhouri and Pirelli?
Well, it's very difficult to say where they go. Obviously, the people who voted for Pirelli or who voted for Fekhouri wanted change. So you would think they would go to Tafalski, but people who also voted for Pirelli were not so fond of Tafalski. So, you can't go, you can say these people will automatically change their minds. And keep in mind, in November, you're going to have new voters as well. So the turnout will be a little bit higher.
Sure.
And you have voters who didn't vote in the primary and who will be making their minds in these 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah. So basically, the success story of this election is Mr. Ford, and he's with us on the line. Good morning, Mr. Ford. Good morning, Mr. Ford.
Good morning. You got me?
Yes. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you, sir?
Good. Congratulations. With us is Adel Mozip from US Arab Radio, journalist who went from. Did we lose him?
I got you. I'm here.
Okay. We lost Adel. He'll be with us. He was with us earlier. Again, congratulations, and you've done really, really well. And you're the success story of this election. You placed third. Is this your first time running for public office?
Yeah, this is the first time we ever ran. I've lived in the Dearborn community for many, many years. It's the only place I ever owned a home, and I've always been involved with the community and the neighborhood associations and with the Rotary, and I tried to do our, the little small part there, and I just decided that, the City Hall, they got some challenges facing them. The people in the city were ready for change, and I thought it was a good time to run.
So what kind of challenges we're talking about?
Well, the neighborhoods are a major challenge, because what we keep seeing with the neighborhoods is there's investment coming to Dearborn, but you're seeing it in the downtown areas, which is good. But we cannot neglect our neighborhoods.
Exactly.
They will build a $10 million new Dearborn Administration Center, but they'll close 3 of our neighborhood swimming pools.
Yeah.
Downtown's great, but our neighborhoods are the anchor.
Yeah.
They anchor this community. If a young couple wants to come in here and they're driving through the neighborhoods and they're looking to buy a house, that's what makes the city grow.
Yeah. Now, what was the most important thing that resonated, from your opinion, that resonated with the voters?
For my win in particular, it's 2 things, if you ask me. We're a relatively small organization as a newcomer. When you're new, you don't have the big endorsements right away. You don't have people knocking on your doors trying to volunteer. So we were a small organization that wasn't as funded as some of the other ones. So for me, it was our grassroots door-knocking campaign and our message of change. In Dearborn and in other municipalities and in politics in general, I think it takes a certain gumption, if you will, to stand up to the status quo and say, you know what, we need some change. I think people in general, no matter who you are or where you live, I think they're a little bit upset or tired of politicians ride the fence, so to speak. And I had a message where I took stances on issues. I took a lot of hits for it on social media. Some people agree with me, some don't. But I think in the end, people appreciate someone that tells the truth, and so you know where they stand. We took that message to the people, and I think it paid off on August 8th.
Wonderful.
We got a lot of work to do. I was listening to a show. Adele said there's going to be new voters, and the general's always a bigger turnout. So a lot of work left. Just because you finish up front doesn't mean you're in. So
Exactly.
you got to keep at it.
Exactly. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937. Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
Ziad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Dana, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziad.com. That's www.ziad.com. Ziad, quality products from our family to yours.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with wdmv.com, Executive Editor. And we're discussing and talking about the primary, and with us is Mr. Reagan Ford, who placed 3rd, and also Adel Mozip, a U.S. Arab radio journalist who was at the polls during the election. And before we went on the break, before I do that, let me just remind you the number is 248-557-3300. Give us a call should you have any questions or comments. And before we went on the break, we were talking to Mr. Ford in regard to the efforts, and he basically said, campaigning 101, going from door to door. And what is your strategy for November, Mr. Ford?
The strategy, we had a good strategy in the primary, and I think it paid off. And it was getting the message to people, and it was extensive door knocking, like we talked about. We started knocking on doors in April. I mean, we were wearing coats and gloves. I mean, it was snow flurry still. I think if we continue to do that, I have to reach more of the city, because when you're a small organization like myself, the primary comes up quick. I can't reach everybody knocking on a door in a city of 100,000 people. If you look at the precinct breakdown, where we walked, we did good, and that's reassuring, and it's very humbling, to be honest with you.
Sure.
In the southwest Dearborn, where I live, more blue collar neighborhoods. Where I was the president of my neighborhood association, we won 13 out of the 14 precincts, which was a big surprise for me, because normally newcomers, they may place well, but they're always someone's second or third pick. It was humbling to be the first pick.
Sounds
for me,
good. Sounds good.
That was my favorite part. But moving forward, to answer your question, I want to reach more of the city. I got to do more on the east end. I got to do more on the northwest end, north of Cherry Hill. And I just got to get the streets. I got to get some volunteers and expand the operation and keep doing what we're doing, but just more of it.
Absolutely. What do you think, Adel, of what Mr. Reagan is saying?
Yeah, I mean, those are the things that you need to do is you fired up your base. You need to now expand, because if you need to win in the general, you need to reach more people because more people will be voting.
Yeah.
So it's just basic math is that you need more. You need the same people who voted for you to still vote for you in November, and you need to after that people you either convince some of the voters who voted for the former candidates and to change their mind. But an easier option is to get those new voters to vote for you.
Sounds good. Mr. Reagan, I appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much, and good luck to you in November.
Thank you guys very much. Nice talking to you, Adel. Good to see you, my friend.
Okay.
Same here. Congratulations, Reagan.
With us also,
Thank you very much.
Ramzi Haidar, who also won in the election. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. So,
Good morning, Ram.
what do you think worked for you this election, and what's your plan for November?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and congratulations to all the candidates who made it. So what I noticed, of course, I'm not a politician. I'm new to the game, and I'm not into, the things that I'm going to talk about in a minute. I noticed if I look at each precinct in East Dearborn, and I see where my name is personally, I was like number 3 and number 4 or number 5. I mean, you can look at it online. So, and then, of course, when you go to the West Dearborn precincts and you look at some other people from the Arab American community, you see their names also. You see their names is way, way low.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, because I'm new and because I'm not experienced with campaigning and stuff like that, of course, we did our best. We tried to get the message across. But I don't want to be negative today. Today is Friday, and hope everybody having a good day, starting the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've never seen a division in the city like what I saw on the election day. I said that before. I mean, it's really, I'm really hurt as a citizen to see like how much division between the East and the West. I mean, we can sit down and pretend that we are a very happy family, but in fact, we're not.
Okay.
If you look at me and Nada and Fayrouz, I'm talking about city council right now.
Mm-hmm.
We will never. I mean, I'm telling you, we will never have a chance in November if we stay this way.
Yeah.
Unless we all unite.
Sure.
Talking all of us unite, and we have a slate that include Arab Americans in it. It's going to be Susanna, which is great. I'm so happy for them, and it will be 5 incumbents and new ones, mixed.
Sure.
Even, but it will never. For me and Fayrouz and Nada, we will never have a chance in November unless we now unite and get together and have our own slate. And we don't have to diversify it, and we don't have to make it different like everybody's talking about.
Sure.
I mean, come on. When was the last time you see a slate from West Dearborn that has an Arab American name on it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, are we going to be real or are we going to be emotional and talk? We have a beautiful city.
Yeah.
My intention was good.
Yeah.
I want to help people. I want to help citizens with the ideas that I bring to the table. If I win, I mean, that's fine. If I don't win, that's fine too. I'm going to continue hustling, and I'm going to continue to do my best.
Sounds good. Amer Zahr is with us. He is the manager for Jim Pirelli. Good morning, Amer.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you? And I'm sorry it didn't work out for Jim. What do you think happened? What's your take on it?
Well, look, I think that, first of all, we're obviously disappointed in the result. We wanted to finish in the top 2, but I think we achieved something very special. I think that a campaign of ours that was fully grassroots, fully volunteer, energizing young people who had never been involved in the political process before, especially a lot of young Arab Americans, in an environment where we were running against 2 incumbents who have been in Dearborn politics forever, whose names are synonymous with Dearborn politics. Jack O'Reilly's been around for over 30 years in Dearborn politics, and his dad was mayor, and Tom Tefelsky's been on city council since 2001. To have almost 2,000 people, remember, in the mayor's race you can only vote for one person. So to have almost 2,000 people go out to the polls and tick off our names and say, we want Jim Pirelli to be the next mayor of Dearborn, in that sort of environment, we believe was something special. And I don't want to take away at all from the work that our volunteers and that our young people did. On the evening of the election, we had a get together, and there were about 50 people who had worked on our campaign, almost all of them young Arab Americans, who came and celebrated with us what we had achieved. And there was a real sense of while there was some disappointment in there was a real sense of grassroots victory. And we're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to keep stressing our issues in this campaign and in the community in general to make sure that their work is not forgotten.
Sounds good. Ramiz, what's your plan for November?
My plan for November is to team up, if they agree with me, team up with some of the Arab American candidates and go together at it. That's the only way we could have a shot.
Sounds good.
Of course, I will focus more on West Dearborn, and I will focus on West Dearborn, and I will do a couple of mailers. I'm not going to do heavy campaigning. I'm not going to spend too much money. I'm glad, I'm so happy that I got a 2,300 vote, maybe, and people. I'm really, I'm really surprised the numbers I got in East Dearborn, and I feel like I'm welcomed in my own community, but I need to focus on West Dearborn. But I would like to make this one statement by saying, let's see what's going to happen to our community services. Let's see what's going to happen to the traffic control. Let's see what's going to happen with the drugs issues. I really want to see a real solution from the new candidates or the new or the incumbents or anyone. Are we going to fix our neighborhood? Are we going to fix our south end?
Sounds
good. Are
good.
we going to do a facelift to Warren Avenue?
Who's
going to work on that?
Sounds good. Rams, I want to thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, and good luck to you in November.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And good luck to everybody.
Thank you. I would like to remind our listeners that we have two other candidates trying to get in, Mr. Tefelsky and Nufelia Haidar trying to get in. I know the line has been busy, so I want to apologize to them. Please keep trying. And Adel, you're trying to say something.
Yeah, quickly, Khalil. The incumbents self-identified Arab Americans, because we do have many Arab Americans on council, but only a few identified themselves as Arab Americans. Susan DeBaja and Michael Serini, they performed very well. Susan came in first place, second place, respectively, for Mike Serini. However, as Ramiz said, him, Nada Al-Hanuti, and as well as Feiruz Bazi did not perform as well. They placed 12th place to 16th place, along with Abdul Malik and Hachem, who exited the race. Mm-hmm. But it's a reminder that the turnout in East Dearborn was not as good as West Dearborn. This is the same story every election.
Sure.
It's a real reminder of the racial divide that exists when people go to the polls. And that's something we have to keep in mind, and it's something that we have to speak about loudly, okay? When people have what are seen as quote-unquote weird names, like Rifat or Ramiz or Neda or Feiruz or Ziad, they simply cannot get traction with non-Arab voters in Dearborn. And it's not because they don't look into their issues, it's because they discount them totally. And it's something that needs to be addressed clear on.
Right. I want to also mention the Joker card that people always forget about, the absentee votes. My colleague Stephen Young, he broke down the votes, and we looked out what's the percentage of votes came from absentee for each candidate. You would be surprised when you see the numbers. 35% of Sharon Delmage votes came from absentee. She had 4,768. So 35% is a big chunk. In the mayoral race, challenger Tefalski had a razor-thin win with only 135 votes. In absentee, he had 1,577, and Mayor O'Reilly had only 1,442. Looking at the percentage, though, Tefalski had 30% of his votes coming from absentee, while O'Reilly had only 24%.
Gentlemen, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
Are you ready to go back to get that degree you've always wanted? Is there a young person in your life looking for the right college? Are you ready to transfer to a 4-year institution? Well, take a look at today's Marygrove College, a tradition of academic excellence right here, right now in the city of Detroit. Classes start September 5th. There's still time to apply for fall and get scholarships. Don't pass up this opportunity. marygrove.edu. Ahlan bikum fi Marygrove College.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. As a result of a car accident, you may become unemployed. As a result of a car accident, you may need a lot of medical treatment. People think that insurance companies are on their side. Why? Because they're giving them 1 or 2 benefits. Are they giving them all the benefits they deserve? How would one know unless you consult with an attorney?
Call the law offices of Jumana Kiruz at 248-557-3645. 248-557-3645.
Life for Relief and Development is a nonprofit charity that has been providing humanitarian aid and development to people and communities regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background for over 22 years. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life rushes to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Life also has development projects that provide medical relief, water purification, educational programs, relief for orphans, and much more. Your help and support can greatly improve these efforts. All donations are tax deductible. For more information, please visit our website at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. That's lifeusa.org, 248-424-7493.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. We're talking to various candidates who won and lost the election on Tuesday. And joined us just now, Tom Tefalski and Nefalia Haidar. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hachem.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us. And I'm going to start with Tom. What worked for you, and what's your plan for November?
Well, I think what worked was just sending out a positive message to the voters and letting them know that I understand what's going on in the city of Dearborn. We have a lot of people that are frustrated about things that are happening in Dearborn or frankly not happening in Dearborn, whether it be clean, safe neighborhoods, the public safety, taxes, and just getting out and understanding those concerns and letting them know that yes, there will be a change under my administration, and I'm going to keep doing that. Send out a positive message and make sure people get out to vote. I mean, and that's the big important thing. I mean,
Sure.
If we think about it, there were 22% of people that came out to vote. We still got a bunch out there that we gotta wake up, get them to get over there from work or get off the couch, or just get them involved in our democratic process, not only for a Dearborn election, but all elections.
Absolutely.
So.
Nephalia?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. What worked for you, and what's the plan for November?
Well, positive campaigning, like Tom said, definitely works. But more than that is trying to get people who are registered to vote and did not vote in the past election helped a little bit too. We targeted those people. The turnout was very, very low, and it's sad to see how low it was. So for November, the plan is to get people out to vote, get them to the polls, get them to do their early voting ballots or their absentee ballots if they, because the excuses were really sad. I was out of town, or I knew I was going on vacation, so I just didn't vote and didn't plan on it. Or,
exactly.
I worked 12 hours that day. Well, the precincts are open for 13 hours. Take 5 minutes and go. And
you can vote ahead of time as well.
And you can go to the city clerk's office the day before or the week before and vote early.
Exactly.
So that is the plan, to get people out to vote.
Sounds good. Amer, is there any plan for Mr. Pirelli to endorse any of the candidates?
That's a possibility. I imagine there would be with different campaigns such a thing. Like I said, 1,725 votes of motivated voters that went out to vote for us. That's not a small thing. With an upstart campaign. So I imagine that there would be those sorts of discussions, but it's way too early to talk about that.
Sounds good. Tom, do you see that the city is divided, as some candidates said?
I'm sorry, Khalil. Can you repeat that again?
I said, do you see the city divided, as between East and West, as some candidate alleged?
Yeah, here's what I see. I see there was a lot of negative campaigning. There was a lot of pieces put out by some camp. I have postal inspectors in the state elections office that are looking into that. Because I think that's everybody talks about unity and diversity and coming together, yet there's a camp that was out there that divided everybody. And whether I win or lose, one thing that I can tell you over the last, I've been on council for 16 years, and I've been through a lot of elections, and I've watched a lot of elections. And these elections keep getting nastier and nastier and more divisive. And that's a tactic that's being used. So I've actually called on the states. I've actually sent in formal complaints, and I win or lose, I will continue to pursue that, because I think, to your point exactly, that's what's happening. You got people that are new to the political arena that think certain things work, and that can't work. We're the city of Dearborn. We're in the top 10 size-wise, population-wise, tax base-wise. And when you consider we have an additional 200,000 people that come to the city every day, I mean, we're a very important city. And when people see that there's local elections that are so nasty and so dirty and take on an air of divisiveness like these last couple have, that's a problem. And the state of Michigan, the Attorney General's office, the Elections Division, and frankly the U.S. Postal Inspectors, I've been in contact with all of them, the federal postal inspectors, because it's got to stop. And as a leader, that's what I believe, that somebody needs to say, hey, look, this is not representative of all of Dearborn. Absolutely. And there are people that want to divide the city. So I know, I think we have a pretty good idea who they are. We're going in. We're gonna file those formal complaints. We're gonna let the process take on. But as far as divisiveness and division amongst the city, I mean, I grew up. I went to Fortson. I went to Maples. I mean, I'm from the East End. I live in the West End. I have friends in the North End and the South End. I tell everybody, look, it's one Dearborn. You'll never hear me call it East Dearborn with a capital E, West Dearborn with a capital W. It's one Dearborn, and that's what we have to instill in people, is that, look, we got to get one candidate. And like you just talked to Mr. Zahr, said, hey, there's however many people voted and are motivated. You know what? Those people voted and are motivated for change. Absolutely. We've had 3 families and 4 men since World War II that have controlled the city's destiny. They have controls the hiring, the firing, the contracts, everything like that. And I got to tell you, nothing will change under the current administration. I do agree. I don't agree with a lot of things out there that are said by certain camps, but I do agree with this, that those are motivated people, but they're motivated for change. Any vote that didn't go to the current incumbent mayor was a vote for change, whether it was to me, whether it was to the other two candidates, or whether it was to a write-in. It was a change. It was a vote for change. So that's a positive thing.
Yeah, Nefelia, what's your take on this? Is the city divided, or is our community is divided?
It's only divided if we keep saying it's divided. My personal perspective is that when I serve, because I serve in so many capacities throughout the city, so many organizations, I serve everyone equally. So in my eyes, no, we're not divided. We are one Dearborn, as Tom said. But yeah, we can keep saying it's divided, and it will actually become divided. Absolutely. We start to believe what we say after a while. Yeah. But in my perspective, in my eyes, the city is one. We do have an issue, though, that people vote on name recognition as if it's a popularity contest. They say, I recognize this name, I'll vote for them, but I don't know anything about them. Mm-hmm. I encourage every voter to do their homework before they get to the polls.
Absolutely.
Do your homework. Yep. You can't go to the polls expecting to look for a familiar name or a name that's from a specific ethnicity and just vote on it based on that. Yeah. We're not choosing the right people to go into office just because their names are branded or marketed well. Okay. Do your homework before you get to the polls.
Sounds good. And is Amer still with us?
Yes.
Yes. What's your final thoughts?
No, my final thoughts is that I think, talking about when we have an election result where, the Arab Americans, other than Susan and Mike, who have high name recognition, finish in the last 5 spots in the city council race, with the closest one of them finishing 2,600 votes, 1,600 or 1,700 votes behind the next person who finished 11 at Sean Green. We have to recognize that there is a racial divide in our city that needs to be talked about openly and needs to be addressed fully by the political leaders, and there needs to be solutions introduced to that, instead of looking around and saying everything is great and peachy. It's not. That's what the election showed. Sure.
Is Adel still with us? Adel is gone, so I want to thank you all for being with us. Tom, Nefelia, Amer, absolutely, Mr. Reagan, who called earlier, Ramos Haidar, and Adel Mozip for being with us this morning. We're going to be talking about this more, and I wish you good luck to all of you, and good luck to those who didn't make it this time. Hopefully they'll make it next time. And thank you for your efforts and for your hard work getting your voices through. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Khalil.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
أسواق زمزم الواقع على 24065 أورشد ليك في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز ترحب بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. تنزيلات كبيرة على عموم المواد الغذائية في يوم الأربعاء من كل أسبوع. لا تنسوا فريش كاري اوت، جميع انواع المعجنات، وايضا صواني الكمبو المشكله والصمون الحار، لحوم حلال الجاليه العربيه والاسلاميه، الملحمه باداره قصاب الجاليه المعروف سلوان جربوع. زوروهم على 24065 اورشد ليك في مدينه فارمينغتون هيلز، او اتصلوا بهم على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمذاق عنوان لجميع طلباتكم، اتصلوا على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمعامله الراقية وكرم الضيافة عنوان.
بدأناه معكم وعاهدناكم على أن نستمر بمزيد من المتعة والعروض الحصرية على قناتي زي ألوان وزي أفلام. زي ألوان هي أول وأكبر قناة مسلسلات عربية هندية في أمريكا، أضخم الإنتاجات، مسلسلات حصرية. ومع زي أفلام فأنتم على موعد مع مغامرة جديدة كل يوم لاكتشاف سحر بوليوود. تابعوا حصريا قناتي زي ألوان وزي أفلام الآن في أمريكا على ديش نتورك وسلينج تي في.
قشات ميديترينيان ماركت بإدارة سهر قشات وأولاده يرحبون بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. جميع أنواع المواد الغذائية، ألبان طازجة، الكرزات والبهارات الطازجة. داخل الأسواق مطعم ميديترينيان شيش كباب يقدم يوميا جميع أنواع الكباب، المقبلات العربية العراقية وصواني الكامبو المميزة. تفتح الأسواق من 8 إلى 9 مساء من الاثنين وحتى السبت، ومن 8 صباحا إلى 9 مساء يوم الأحد. تقع الأسواق على 32839 نورث ويسترن هايوي في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز. لحوم حلال للجالية الإسلامية. لطلباتكم من المطعم كول 248-538-7855. That is 248-538-7855. قشة ميديترينيان ماركت، خدمة متميزة ومعاملة راقية.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. Earlier we were talking about the elections, and now we're going to move to a totally different subject with our talented and wonderful guest, Dr. Nesreen Suwan. Good morning, Dr. Suwan.
This morning. How are you, Khalil?
Good. How are you? And we apologize. The line has been very busy. We had a very active show, and as you well know, the phones don't handle more than 4 or 5 lines, so we apologize for that.
Yeah, sure.
Have you been?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. You know, this is summertime, and normally a lot of people take time off during the summer, try to, regroup, rejuvenate. We just wanted to benefit from your experience and your talent, and, share with us what can we do to, rejuvenate our body and our soul during the summertime.
The most important thing, Khalil, that I would like to talk about today is hydration. I want all people to drink water and to drink enough water during the summer, and also, not only in the summer, like all the time, but it's really very important during the summer because, we lose, like more water, like through sweating and, like through activities outdoors and indoors. So, it is critical to hydrate ourselves. Keeping our body hydrated would help the heart more easily pump blood through the blood vessels to the muscles, and it helps the muscles to work efficiently.
Sure.
So this is very important.
What's enough water?
Okay, enough water. I really do not want people to wait until they are thirsty, because, thirst is not the best indicator that you need to drink. If you get thirsty, you are already dehydrated. So, like, make it like a habit that you should be drinking water, like regularly. It's a good indication, like, to know if you are dehydrated or not, like to look at the color of the urine. If it is concentrated and very yellow, this is not the way it should be, it should be, like clear. It should be, like light yellow, but not dark yellow.
Sure.
If it is dark, drink more fluids. And I would like to focus on the fact that, like people may need, like different amount of water. And this is, like related to the, like to the climate, if it is so hot or if it is moderately hot. Also, if they are like wearing so much clothing or, light clothing. And also, if they are exercising, and it depends also on the intensity and the duration of exercising. Also, like people who have different medical conditions may need, to drink more water, like such as diabetes, and people who have heart disease, or people who have cystic fibrosis, or people who are on diuretics. So, this is something that, patients need actually to discuss, these issues with their primary care physicians. But it's important to stay hydrated all of the time. And I want to focus on the fact I do not want people to hydrate, by drinking soda.
That doesn't work, right?
No, it doesn't work. And as a matter of fact, like it's so much sugar, and, like it's carbonated water with so much sugar. And I do not believe that, it's the right way to go. People should avoid, maybe some people, they cannot actually live without it. So if this is the situation, they should not actually drink so much. But believe me, if you drink so much water and you are hydrated, you may not need the soda. So, it's important not to try, to get your, fluid needs through drinking so much soda.
So if somebody is pre-diabetic or diabetic, they need more water? Is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, usually, they have polyuria, and, they are urinating more than regular people. So, and, again, this is all something that could be discussed with a primary care physician, and they need also, to discuss these issues, and they will know the way to go.
Yeah.
So the other thing that, I would like to say that, try to be away also from sugary juices. I mean, maybe you will go, to a grocery store and you will see all of these, all types of juice that would be, so much sugary. Try to avoid those. I mean, you can make your own, nice juice, by mixing, a little bit of, maybe bananas with, watermelon, peaches. You can make your own smoothies. And to tell you the truth, the best smoothie that I love and I like during summer and outside summer as well, it is the green juice. It's like a combination of spinach, parsley, kale, cucumber, apple, and lots of water as well. I mean, this is just like, an amazing blend. And you will never go wrong with something like that.
So why should we avoid juices from the market?
It's so much sugar, and, I would say so much chemicals as well, and, preservatives and stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine if you will be bringing, a combination of cucumber, kale, and maybe celery, and you make your own smoothies? There are now, very inexpensive devices like the Bullet and stuff like that. You can make your own. So, I mean, I'm just trying to say, hydrate yourself, with the right, with the right thing. I mean, it's water and, smoothies that you can make, with the least amount of sugar. If you can actually do it without sugar, that would be great.
People with pre-diabetic or diabetic, is there an issue with them eating something like watermelons and cantaloupes and things like that, and fruits that is rich with water?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, fruits that are rich with water, they are amazing. And, if I'm talking about, diabetics, remember that, they cannot avoid, sugar totally. Remember they are on medications, and some of them are on insulin, so they cannot also be hypoglycemic. So it's important, to follow with their primary care physician to find out what they need to eat. And, they have actually to do something like acute check to check their blood sugar regularly. And that's what is happening, with most diabetics. But, in general, I would say like regular people, try to use sugar, moderately. And, those juices that I'm talking about, they will include sugar if you will include, these, amazing fruits that you're talking about. But some people may be able to drink also the green juice that is like full of, as I told you, parsley, celery, and, kale and cucumber. I mean, these are like amazing type of smoothies that people can do during the summer. And
so this is something we put in the blender?
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, also some grocery stores would sell those. I mean, here in Chicago, we have some grocery stores, like Whole Foods and, like other stores as well, that could sell it, less expensive than Whole Foods. But, it's just like amazing. I love green juice. I mean, it is like my juice of choice. So this is about hydration. And I would say that, hydration is not the only thing. We have to protect our family and ourselves from the sun by using sunscreen. Remember that, overexposure to the sun can lead, to skin cancer, and also, can cause, like brown spots and aging spots. And it may also cause burns. So, we have to protect ourselves and our family from the sun. So we have to remember, if we have kids, just to make sure that we are using sunscreen all of the time. And if the weather is so hot, try actually to go indoors. You don't have to be outdoors if it is so hot.
Sure.
Yeah, this is very important. And I would like also to focus, like on exercising, try to exercise, try to be active. This is like, something that we should all do between aerobics and, also, like mild weightlifting and stuff like that, just to keep fit. And most important, that we should make sure that we do not like grill very fatty food. I mean, lots of people during the summer would actually party, outdoors, and they will invite their neighbors and, family members, and they will just go crazy with grilling. And, lots of them would grill, like very fatty meat and very fatty food. This is not advised at all. I mean,
Sure.
You can always do your own, like veggie burgers, veggie kebabs, and you can do, like the fries, instead of, frying them, you can bake them. You can also, focus on healthy type of diet during the summer. This will be very helpful.
Yep.
It is also, something that would help you to control your weight at the same time and to stay healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got 1 minute left. Psychologically, what can we do?
Take care of your family, love your family. Tell your kids that you love them. Tell your parents that you love them. This is the most important thing. I think, psychologically, we have to spread love and care, among, like our families, friends, and everybody. So I think this is, this is during the summer and outside the summer as well.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Suwan. This is wonderful, wonderful stuff, and we really appreciate your time and your talent, and enjoy Chicago. I love your idea of a green, the green smoothie and the green mix. It's just wonderful. Every time I take it, I do, and every time I take it, it feels like my body is rebuilding itself from the inside out. So
this is great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time and your talent.
Okay,
thank you. And I want to thank you for being with us. And earlier we were talking about elections, and please participate, get educated, vote for the right person, regardless of who they are, who they represent, what color they are, and what nationality they are. Please just vote for the right person. These are the people that they are in charge in your city, in Dearborn Heights, other places. They're in charge of your money. For example, in Dearborn, they're in charge of $120 million. This is your money. This is your streets. These are your police. This is your everybody. So please learn more and make a good, an educated decision, and then vote for the right person. And please vote. Lastly, I just want to remind you, the housing market's still hot. If you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell, give me a call, 313-819-0101. Again, 313-819-0101. We have a lot of buyers are looking for homes. Please give me a call if you have a home to sell in the Dearborn Heights area, and surrounding areas, Allen Park or Livonia and any other areas, and Canton. Please give me a call, 313-819-0101. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful and safe weekend. And thanks to all the guests. Bye now.